Good morning. Welcome to Bitcoin Bounce. My name is Joseph, and today I'm here with Dion, and we are looking at Bitcoin. What's happening? Looks like Bitcoin is busy recovering, going up, so that's very exciting. And then Dion is also going to give us a trade signal on the Harmony coin. So if you want to look for the Harmony coin, it's on most of the exchanges as ONE, and he's going to give us a signal, a trade signal opportunity on that coin. Good morning, Dion. How are you doing? What's happening with Bitcoin?
Hi Joseph, I'm well, thanks. You guys. Okay, let's quickly run through it. So the US dollar is the one we always watch first. So it couldn't hold that 200 support, which is great for us, resistance. So it broke down there and pulling back to the levels that I was expecting. So we're now ranging here. I just marked here area of interest. This is the interest rate announcement next week. It's on next week Wednesday, I think. It's on the 13th. So it could be that they're rallying this price down to just bring it up with that announcement. So they always look for reasons to or events to then actually change direction of price. So it could be that it was ranging sideways and maybe a little bit down, and then with that announcement we could shoot up again. So we can just be careful. That's the last really big one this year, so we can just be careful of that. But in the meantime, with this pullback on the dollar, the other markets are all looking good. So S&P 500 is up nicely. It's up against that resistance that we've been watching for a long time now, that trend line. So, but we're trading above the 200, which is great. So we could come back down, retest, and then go up again. So it's all obviously dollar dependent, but we're about to break out there. Nasdaq is also looking good, trading above the 50, kind of quite strongly, retested a few times. So it's looking strong. Next target would then be the 200, and then to break also out of the same trend line. Then the total we wanted to look at, so this is just money coming into crypto. So it's on a gradual up curve, which looks great, and now just coming up against the 50 EMA resistance at the moment, and this midway line of the parallel channel that we've been following for quite some time now. So that's also about to break up, hopefully, to the upside. Then the Bitcoin dominance, this is kind of what we marked out, when was it? I think on Wednesday. I just drew in these lines that I was expecting kind of to happen with the EMAs, and predicting or hoping that this is kind of what would be happening to Bitcoin. So far it's running according to plan. We had this reversal W pattern, so it could still come down just to retest and then go up again. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin over the next few weeks. Then quickly just touching Ethereum. So we trading within these levels, basically ranging sideways at this 1300, which has been kind of an issue for us in the past as well. It's often acted as resistance and support, and lately, yeah, we tried to break through, couldn't. There was a massive pullback, and now we're back up there again, trying to break through that 1300. And then once we break that, then we've got the 50 EMA to contend with, and then 1350, the actual price, which should also be some resistance for us. So I think Ethereum is going to struggle to get back through here. In the middle, at the moment, it's kind of in the middle of the range. So I wouldn't take any trade. I wouldn't bet against Ethereum. It's running very strongly. So I wouldn't actually short it from here. So you would have to wait for an opportunity here to come back to retest the 20 or this trend line. So or the support here at 1250. So wait for it to come back down and then trade the bounce back up, or otherwise wait for this breakout and wait for it to pull back from the 50 up here, or from the 1350 support. We could maybe break through with a weak hit 1350 and then pull back again. So I wouldn't get into it at the moment. And then Bitcoin is very much the same kind of thing. So Bitcoin, we were looking at two kind of options. So I saw this narrowing wedge to the downside, and that normally I have a little pattern here to show you guys. what normally would happen, so it would normally break to the upside. And I've also just here given you an idea what could happen with the EMAs. So this is the 20 and the 50 EMA, so we could just bounce around between them and then eventually just break out to the top side that this pattern normally does. Or otherwise, the other option I was looking at is this here, is a parallel channel that we were trading in, and also I've just drawn in for you there what would probably be happening with the 20 and the 50 EMA. So we would also be bouncing around and hopefully then break out to the top side. But just bearing in mind this 200 is going to be a strong resistance for us as well, so wherever we hit that, there'll definitely be a pullback first before it's going to be a struggle to break that. Normally, if it's, I think we looked at it with Steve last week, once it's under, you can see it's like not easy to break back to the top side of the 200 EMA. So it might take a bit of time, but once we're above that, then I think we could really do well. So, and the Bitcoin trends as well is the same as with Ethereum. So you could, it's in the middle of nowhere at the moment, so wait for a nice pullback and then trade it to the upside to the 50. So I think you could trade it just bouncing between these EMAs for a while before we actually, if we break then the 50, wait for it to just fund a retest and then trade it up to that line, and hopefully once we've broken that to the top side. You can also just keep an eye on the actual crossing here. Once the 20 crosses the 50, we should be in for a relative nice up move for a while. Then the trade that we wanted to look at, so it's the Harmony coin. So the potential upside as a hodler is like nearly 1,000% from where we are now. Then just zooming in to show you guys, so we've got this very strong line here that's often acted as support and resistance. It's here at 87 cents. The lowest that we've been in 20 months, I've just marked out for you as well, is here at 82. So if you had to get into this trade, I think one could expect worst scenarios to come and bounce back off that again and then going to the upside. But if we break the support line, I obviously wouldn't get into anything, then just wait for the bounce first. And before you get into this trade, also just, it's a little bit too high at the moment, so I would wait for it just to pull back. So pull back either to the support line at 87, or wait for it to come and bounce, or it could bounce on that little 20 EMA. So I've got here the 10 is yellow, 20 is pink. So we could just come in, so just wait for a retest here. But once we've got that, you can see that it's kind of evened out here. The EMAs are starting to cross to the upside. The 50 EMA is kind of leveling out, so it really looks like it's about to turn one. That's why I'm keeping an eye on it, but not to get in immediately. We can also just have a look at so the RSI is looking great. It's just above the 50, so there might be with this pullback, RSI pullback down to 50, maybe a little bit under. So keep an eye just on the RSI, and stochastic is a little bit high, so maybe also with that pullback the stochastic will drop down, and at the moment let's just wait for it to return back into a sell, and then after that pullback we'll get a buy signal on the stochastic and the 50 above, the RSI above the 50. So just give this, just keep an eye. But why you have to keep an eye is if you look back here in the past, it does this move in like 2 days. It could be even 1 day that it so that's why you have to just watch it. Set your alarms around this area and just watch it like a hawk, because when it comes 1 day later you could miss this 10%. So that is what I would be looking for, is just to take this 10% trade up to that 96 resistance line. So I think there's a good 10% trade in here. We've just had a bit of a spike there, so it could just bounce back off. Yeah, if it does actually go above this 50 retests, then one could get in. It looks as if it's running quite strong, but I would hope for a little bit of a pullback before we get in, and then just take this 10% trade. And your stop loss could just be under this trend line here. It would be a safe stop loss, or as I say, you can just hold it and just sit out this bounce that would probably be around about 82. So it's up to your trading style, what you want to do there. That's it from me, Joseph.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dion. This Harmony coin is a wonderful coin, and for hodler, almost 1,000%. That's actually incredible. We should actually add one to some of the coins that we need to buy in December. Because when this coin starts to go up, I remember the previous bull run, we made some good profits on one, and I think this is a possibility also for us. It's a very solid, strong coin. It's been around for a while, so I really like it. And obviously, you can do a 10% scalping trade also on one when it just pulls back a little bit to that EMA. I'm excited about Bitcoin and Ethereum. It really looks like Bitcoin is building up a foundation so it can start to go up. Yeah, so I think once Bitcoin starts running up, it's going to be a long bull run. It's not going to be just a short bull run and pull back again. It's going to be quite a long continuous bull run, maybe for over a year. That's very exciting. I actually read an article about the Bitcoin halving in 2024. And every time when there's a halving, then the Bitcoin really shoots up quite a bit. And so the expectation is once the bull run starts, it will probably continue to run all the way up through the halving in, I think it's in April or March 2024, when the next halving is going to be. Alright, guys, thank you. This was our analysis for Bitcoin and also the trade signal. We're going to do another session today, and we're going to look at a macroeconomical picture of Bitcoin. So you can just stay tuned for that session also. Thank you, Dion. Excellent analysis. Have a nice day.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you just now. Cheers.